Welcome back to another video, Man United fans, where today's discussion is about midfielders. Next season, the way that Manchester United is going to play, I believe, is going to be totally different in contrast to this season, depending on the players we hear in the news who are likely to join Manchester United. And if we look at the last 2 summers, we can have a general understanding of the way Ten Hag wants Man United to play next season, and of course the vision he has in mind. I think even the match against Man City can give us some clues, especially the second half of that match. We were pressing high on City's defensive line, and when we had the ball, we were trying to build up through Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes to create chances for players such as Rashford and Sancho. There were 2 major problems against City, though, that eventually led to our defeat. The first problem is that despite the fact that this strategy can be really effective and can catch the opponent's breath, what also matters is the progression of the balls so that you can create chances. Considering the midfielders we have right now, the task falls into the hands of a player such as Eriksen, but the problem that Eriksen has in that in terms of fitness, he can't keep up as much as he used to. So naturally, Manchester United is going to need a breath of fresh air. The second problem was the amount of experience the players have when it comes to this style of play that we clearly lack, and the depth of players that can handle a job like this, which is why Man United is considering buying midfielders like Mason Mount. The question that is raised here is which players also suit Man United better in terms of connecting the defending line and the attacking line of the team, progressing the ball further in the pitch when it comes to a build-up play, and putting pressure higher on the pitch. The first player, and arguably the best player in this matter, is considered to be Frenkie dejong. Last summer, there were so many rumors of him joining Man United, but at the end of the day, it did not happen, and this summer is extremely unlikely since the player has found his place in Barcelona. He's a key player for Xavi, so it would be bonkers for Barcelona to let the player go. I think Ten Hag has also come into this realization that as much as he likes the player, this transfer will happen when pigs fly. And when we take a look at the rumors, what is fascinating is that Ten Hag is looking for similar players, which is why the next best player is considered to be West Ham's Declan Rice. Let's analyze the player for a second. In terms of the profile the player has, he's really good at progressing the ball and fitting the job description we just described for you. If you remember the last match we had against West Ham, every time that Declan Rice possessed the ball, West Ham was the most dangerous version of their team. If we can land Declan Rice, it would be a dream come true. What's considered as good news is the fact that the player also wants to be made more money, and all the sources are expressing the fact that he will most definitely leave West Ham at the end of this season. There is no way that the player stays there another season because the player clearly has more goals and dreams in mind, both financially and professionally. So there is no doubt that the player is going to leave, but the million-dollar question is where the next destination for the player will be. Reports are so contradictory, but the 2 clubs that are considered to be serious contenders are Manchester United and of course Arsenal. For instance, recently Metro did a report stating that Declan Rice has made it clear that he has a preference between Arsenal and Manchester United. Rice, however, according to the Mirror, wants to remain in London and commit the peak years of his career to Arsenal. The report also says that Arsenal are preparing to table a £90 million deal to sign Rice, but that bid will fall at least £10 million short of West Ham's valuation. The report also says that Manchester United will do whatever they can to submit a rival offer to start a bidding war for Declan Rice. Now, in spite of Rice's reported stance, former Arsenal star Ray Parlour fears United's greater financial pulling power may ultimately prove decisive in the race to sign Rice. He told TalkSport that he thinks most clubs will be interested in the player. He has got a big decision with what he wants to do. He has also said that Manchester United is a massive club, and when they come knocking for you, you have to consider they bid. From West Ham's point of view, they want to get the best deal for themselves. It's about what the deal is on the table, and Man United can pay more money in comparison to Arsenal. There's always a valuation for any player, and it can go over the top sometimes. People can get into a bidding war, so I think Arsenal will have a ceiling and say that this is the maximum that they're going to pay. Now, if Manchester United break it by, let's say, £20 million, then Arsenal can't do anything about it, and Declan Rice will end up in Manchester United. So as you can see, even Arsenal former players are fearing the fact that Rice might end up in United. Of course, Man United's transfer budget will be a make or break factor, and even the takeover of Man United can prove to be decisive. By the way, guys, make sure to check out this video where we have covered all the latest reports and rumors when it comes to Manchester United's takeover. Also, if you want Declan Rice to join Manchester United, smash that like button and consider subscribing to our channel, Always United, where we cover for you guys the latest Manchester United news. news. Now, Football Insider has done a 180 in terms of a report saying that Manchester United is more likely to become Declan Rice's new destination. The report says Man United are emerging as realistic contenders in the race to sign West Ham star Declan Rice this summer, and their sources have provided them with this information. They've also stated that United are waiting in the wings in case the North Londoners will not pay the West Ham asking price. They have continued and mentioned that United are believed to be willing to come closer to West Ham's valuation, which adds an extra layer to Arsenal's negotiations. So considering all the reports, Manchester United has a chance if the bid is closer to what West Ham wants for the player. If this transfer happens, I think it will be game-changing for our team, and I hope it happens. But even if it doesn't, rumors are suggesting that Ten Hag already has more alternatives in mind. For now, it is safe to say that Man United will take its chances and submit a bid for Declan Rice, that is for sure. We will do more videos regarding the player when more information surfaces online, but until then, what do you guys think about the potential signing Declan Rice and what Man United is shaping up to be next season? Definitely share your thoughts with us in the comment section. I'm really interested to know what you guys think. Now, before we end this video, I want to touch on some other names that have popped up in the news who have the ability to achieve what Ten Hag probably envisions. Moises Caicedo in particular is also a player really similar to Frenkie de Jong, in some cases even better than Frenkie de Jong. For instance, when it comes to the defensive side of the matter, I think he's a really capable player and he has shown that this season. Pairing Caicedo up with Casemiro can really strengthen Man United's defensive side. Caicedo also has possession skills, meaning he can help Casemiro with keeping the possession of the ball. A matter that, if we want to be frank, Casemiro lacks from time to time. Now, I've been following Casemiro for years now, and in Madrid, Kroos and Modric did all the heavy lifting. Don't get me wrong, he has improved quite a bit in that subject matter. However, every now and then, he needs someone to give him a hand, and Caicedo is another option that can be paired up with Casemiro. Caicedo will also be really expensive. It will definitely cost the club an arm and a leg, but I think realistically speaking, we'll have more chances for Moises Caicedo in comparison to Declan Rice. If I were to choose who I would personally want, I would go with Declan Rice, but if we want to be realists, Moises Caicedo would be our guy. What I also find fascinating is that Fabrizio Romano has also mentioned that Man United is interested in Caicedo. So we have got depth covered with players such as Mason Mount and Rabiot, who is also rumored to join Man United, and we have covered possession skills and build-up formation through either Moises Caicedo or best case scenario Declan Rice. I think if these signings happen, Man United next season will be drastically different in comparison to this season. So in a nutshell, when we put all the pieces of the puzzle together, we can forecast the version of Man United Ten Hag wants for next season. And guys, I gotta tell you, I'm super excited for next season with Erik ten Hag. Also, make sure to subscribe to Always United for Manchester United's latest news. Here on the channel, we cover everything when it comes to Man United, whether it's reports and rumors regarding transfers or Manchester United's takeover race, or even the latest reports regarding Mason Greenwood. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me until the end of this video. If you want to hear more Man United news, here are some suggestions. But until next time, it's been an absolute pleasure serving you guys. Take care of yourself.